Previously on Arcana Check, in the homebrew world of Bastion, far across to the western seas in ancient Rome, in the Forgotten Realms, the Isle of Bastion sits. It is a time of war. The able-bodied men and women of this isle have gone across the Western Bridge into the Elven Kingdoms to help defend against the Hobgoblin war machine, leaving the isle of kind of in the not able hands of the errant prince. In his leadership, dark fiends and machinations from, we'll call them hidden forces, plot against the crown itself, as an able-bodied group of heroes arises from obscurity and find themselves in Allengil, cradled beneath the Saber Peak Range in the Goldwind Valley. This small, old elven town is full of the worshippers of Selune, the goddess of the moon. And as they have found themselves here during the vernal equinox, they were invited to this festival. There was much levity and parading around, but eventually something mysterious happened. Kelpy's brother was taken, absconded away with, perhaps by dark forces, and they found their way down to the Gnomish docks, where a pair of fishermen pointed them to an old aqueduct beneath the furthest, most southern dock. Entering a cavern system, they found the ruins of an old rock gnome, we'll call it just the vestiges of a bygone civilization, filled in tunnels that sort of twist and wind. But eventually, deep in, they heard the chanting of dark voices, the guttural invocations of a dark occult. And as they stand here in the darkness with a path split before them, to the left, finished hewn stone that heads into perhaps a building of some kind, with a doorway hidden in the stone itself, and then further dark passages that lead upwards into the stony labyrinth towards the voices of these occultists chanting out in the darkness below the city. We're going to open up there as you guys are underground, still not having rest from your previous adventures. What are you going to do?
Last I recall, Kelpy was talking to a fish, right?
Yes, the bucket god.
Yeah, the bucket god.
The fish told us which way was ocean and which way was not, so I think we were just walking.
We had heard chanting at the end of this tunnel, I believe.
Yeah, I think we definitely just go towards that.
Can I use Green Flame Blade to give light to those who have no eyesight in the dark?
I would much appreciate it.
Jim?
So it is a cantrippy kind of flash of fire. Would it be possible to use an action to sort of maintain a flame?
What I can do is use Green Flame Blade and then subsequently use Control Flames.
You would need a fuel source, I would say.
Okay. Then I will simply keep it up, almost like maintaining concentration on Green Flame Blade or something like that.
I have a candle.
Yeah, I would say that would offer some amount of for dim light for Moss, who's really the only person who's unable to see down here in these catacombs.
It's very dark.
Yeah, it is. It's not a bright fire at all. As you sort of keep a close eye on your warforged friend, you're able to shuffle along. Are you guys bypassing the little enclave that sort of juts out towards like the finished work? It could be like you heard that there was an alternative entrance to these catacombs through one of the back sides of a business. I think it was a scrivener's hut.
Mm-hmm. I think we should walk towards the chanting, personally.
I have to agree with that one.
To lead the way.
I'll take the lead on this one.
Alright.
Dope, man.
As you approach another T-junction, you see a rough-hewn cavern kind of wind off to the northeast in sort of a broad spiral that disappears into darkness after about 30 feet. At this point, the dull echoing of these voices coming off of the stone corridors. It's hard to discern which direction to travel. Who's leading the group?
I will be leading the group in this one.
I say probably the guy with the light.
Okay, you could head north or east.
North.
All right. You kind of hike up your shins a bit and step, rising a foot or two as you proceed forward through the cavern. And in a short duration, the voices get louder. And eventually, they kind of fade out very briefly. And you can hear the murmurs of voices chatting from somewhere nearby, kind of obscured as if they were behind a door or something. Ahead of you, you can see some dim light kind of come from the underside of a portal where you can see perhaps 2 stone doors in shades of gray through your dark vision, some 20 or 30 feet ahead. I am going to flip the battle map over here, and we're going to make sure that it's calibrated correctly.
And just for clarification, by portal, do you mean an actual portal or just like an opening?
An opening, just a door.
Okay, I was like, you said that mighty casually.
Yeah, it's a portal, you know.
It's a portal of hell in front of you.
Want to go to the abyss? Sure, yeah.
So
I love portals
think
to hell. My favorite kind.
It's the only kind.
Moss, are you able to see anything with your token at this point?
Yeah, very little, but yes.
I will hand Moss a torch that I will light. Here, take this.
Very cool.
Oh, we do have torches.
I will muddily, because I'm still looking ahead of me, sort of pass it off to him in an awkward way, so like pat his chest by accident.
Oh, I just have a candle.
Directly in front of you, Talok, there are 2 small, just kind of roughly hewn wooden chairs and a small card table that has some empty tankards and what looks to be most of a deck of cards kind of spread out upon it. The doorway is kind of up just past to the left, and then there's another corridor that juts off to the left. Can you guys, Moss, you would probably recognize, actually, I don't know if Warforged can smell or not. I would say...
That's a great question.
That is a good question, I don't know. I would say the 3 of you, not including Moss, can make me a nature check.
Sure.
Happily.
Good at those.
It is a 10.
Seconds.
I got a nat 20.
All right. SJ, deep
Yes.
within the forest of Storm Hollow, you would recognize this whole area smells wet and fungal. Like there's little spores or something floating around in the air. It's a discernible smell. You're familiar with it. You don't see anything other than maybe like a thin layer of like fungus or mold kind of growing on the crevices of the floor around you. But it's definitely permeating your nose here. Just keep that in mind as you move forward.
Got it.
All right, everyone, stay vigilant. We don't know what's
Smells
ahead.
like mushrooms.
I don't smell anything.
It's mushrooms. I
Okay,
know.
mushrooms.
Yeah.
What kind of mushroom?
It's just mushrooms.
I mean, okay.
Not
This is very-
not the tasty kind.
Oh, shit. Can,
We don't know that yet.
yeah, I mean, you said there's like a thin layer of what?
It's just damp and decayed, as if it's just sort of rotting down here. It's just a wet cavern.
Oh, nice. Can I go grab the cards? I want the cards.
Yeah, it's up to you guys.
We
Guys
move our
wanna play
tokens here.
cards? I just kind of
Yeah, you can move them freely into the space.
I just kind
Don't
of
wait for
like grab the cards and start shuffling them in my hand. You guys want to play cards?
I don't think now's the right time.
Oh
Kelpy.
no.
There's never a bad time for cards.
Personally, I'm quite fond of dragon chess.
Oh,
Cards.
I don't know what that is.
It's a game of strategy.
Oh.
You know, you take the knight, and the knight takes the queen.
Oh my god. What is this?
Is it a full deck of cards?
Floating through the air, you can see as you sort of step to the edge of this 25-foot square room that there are large pods of these enormous mushrooms just sort of growing out of rotting piles of what would look to be compost on the ground. There is a door some 30 feet straight through. Make me a perception check.
Everybody? We just...
Nadine's in front. She can make one.
I'll make it. Come on, come on, come on, come
I
on.
think now is a good
That's a
time.
16.
16. Around the center of the room and then sort of spread out to either side of the piles of mushrooms, there appear to be little half-rotten like rib cages and bones from what look to be like chickens or some sort of like just small animals, but just like rotted, half-decayed hunks of meat and animal.
What if these are tasty mushrooms?
No.
No, Kelpy, don't.
I mean,
No.
come
No.
on now.
Listen, I grew up
I'm gonna
a
poke
family.
I'm gonna poke one of the mushrooms.
who ate many types of meat.
Go ahead
This
and
is
make
not the type of
me
meat you
a nature check if you can.
That's an 8.
An 8. You're not familiar with whatever species of mushroom this particular species is. And you kind of get up and you begin to kind of prod at it just a little bit. And at that point, kind of unseen to you, kind of crawling along the floor, there is this white tendril that sort of gets close to your foot. As suddenly there are several of these cords of fungal tissue that begin to kind of manifest, and at that point you realize that a portion of these mushrooms are in fact carnivorous, as they leap forward and begin to attack you. We're gonna open up the initiative order.
They're not the tasty kind.
Oh no. Oh,
I didn't try to eat it. I mean, I just touched it. I don't know.
alright.
I was definitely about to eat it.
Okay, I was gonna eat it too. If we're being honest here.
6 for me.
I just
I
didn't
got a
wanna
20.
be the one. It's a 20 from me. Tech.
I rolled a
We
nice
tied.
6. Oh, no, I rolled a 3. I got a 6.
What's the higher... What is it based on?
Higher dex mod.
That's plus 2.
I have plus
what were you
6.
guys scored again?
Oh, well,
How do you
okay.
have plus 6 to dex?
Wait, no, I have plus 4. Sorry, I read the wrong
There you
number.
go.
I was
You're good.
gonna...
All right,
That's
Nadine, what was your total?
Alan and I both got 20s, but I have the higher dex mod.
I got a rock.
Talak, what'd you get?
Got a 6, man.
I was gonna say I'm gonna try to talk to the mushroom, but I'm out of talking spells.
It's all right. I technically got a 1. I rolled a 3, and they got a -5. So
Oh.
And Moss got a 60.
cool. All right, Nadine, you just hear this like, then you hear this popping and a hiss as these fungal pods begin to kind of create these little whipping tendrils that begin to kind of flick out and attempt to grab at Kelpy. You guys are quick to react, though. You can act first.
Let me weigh these options here. I'd like to just take my longbow and shoot one of the little gross little tendrily guys. Tendrilies.
Oh, please don't shoot me.
Fuck these mushrooms, dude. Fuck the mushrooms. I'm shooting them.
I think they're friendly. He's trying to hold my hand.
They're definitely not Kelpy.
No, Kelpy.
Kelpy, no.
He's my friend.
Kelpy. That is not how you make friends. I'm an expert. I would know.
If I wanted a friend, I'd hold their hand.
I'm gonna shoot the one that is. Can I? Well, first things first. I'm gonna move forward so I don't shoot Kelpy.
I was gonna say, you're definitely gonna shoot me.
Let me move myself here. I'm gonna move here. And then I'm gonna take my longbow and shoot the one that's to my left. Let me go back here. That's a 17 to hit.
17 is enough to hit it.
That's 7 damage.
Woo! All right, the arrow deeply embeds into its fungal top and kind of rips it open a little bit. It's just stuck in there like a quill cushion. Anything else?
Let me see what else I can do. Oh, one sec, sorry. I'm looking for that.
Everyone is still
First turn
level
of each
1 there,
combat.
Godzilla.
So we're level 1?
Wait, is that not accurate? No, you're all level.
We're level 3.
Level 3.
You're all. I'm sorry. That's the Pathfinder campaign I'm playing. Everybody's level 3 Godzilla. The DM knows everything.
It's true. You know what? I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
All right, Kelps.
Which one did she attack? The one that's right in front of us?
Yeah, the one up near you.
Alright. Listen, man, we could have been friends and whatnot, but I guess not. I'm just gonna, like, fucking hack at this thing with my longsword.
Got it. It just makes squishy noises. It doesn't answer you.
How
14?
rude.
14 is enough to hit.
Yeesh. And that is 8 damage. And then I'm going to bonus action, bardic inspiration, moss. Just give him a little twang on my banjo. Give him hail, buddy.
All right, Moss, you've got inspiration. It's your turn.
Oh boy. Gonna move down to this one right here. Pull out my quarterstaff and smack it right on the top. And I don't know why it doesn't roll today.
A 9 actually hits its AC. These things are
Oh, wow.
terribly slow.
Interesting.
Little squishy boys.
All right. Would you hit 1 or 2-handed?
1.
Oh, that's right. You're holding a torch.
Yes.
I could light it on fire.
All right. Anything else for it?
And that'll be my turn.
All right. Talok.
Just gonna check one thing. Oh, it's within 10 feet. Oh, that stinks. Oh well. I will move up to Moss. You watch as Talok almost instinctively goes into battle mode, and he's like pirouettes almost around Nadine, expertly placing his feet in the place where he won't trip. He'll run up and he'll just give a big old slash with his longsword to this guy right in front of him.
The flavor.
The flavor. 15 hit.
Ooh, yep, that does.
Right, and that is 7 points of slashing damage. And as he sort of swings upwards, like with an uppercutting arc of the sword, he'll like reach behind his back, take the dagger from his belt, and then wide swing to the right, just across its whatever would be neck. I guess it's a tendril.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be a 2 hit. Would be. Let me find my dagger stats. 19 to hit.
Yeah, 19
Oh
is a
my.
hit.
And I will just roll a d4 because I don't have two-handed fighting. For 1 point of piercing damage.
All right, 1
Nice.
additional. You're kind of locked in the corner here. The funguses are going to attack now. You also hear from behind the door to your west, there is a murmur.
Oh, what is that? Quick, grab your weapons. Somebody's here.
And you hear a shuffling of feet from the doorway. At that point, all of the fungal creatures just have all these little pseudopods that come out. They're going to use their multi-attack feature. I'm going to go sort of top, bottom left, bottom right in 3d4 here to see how many times they get to attack.
Okay.
And the answer is a lot.
Holy
Oh,
shit.
wow.
Oh wow.
I might go down here.
All right. At that point, you see the creatures are going to do rotting touches. All right. This is going to be for Kelpy. 10 is going to miss.
Yep.
And then 2 is going to miss. 3 and 4. All right. 1 is definitely going to hit on a
Holy shit.
crit there, and that's going to take you down, Kelps.
No!
Why does this always happen to me?
The
Kelpy,
other one
Kelpy!
can only the other one can only reach Moss, so it's going to try and lurch all 4 at him, and I'm going to roll just 40-20, and then these will just have 2s added to them.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
Moss, your AC. Okay, this is 2 hits on you.
Yep.
All right, 9 necrotic damage. And then the other one is going to split the difference and is going to do 2 attacks. One against, the first one against Moss. Okay, Moss, that one is going to hit you as well. All right.
I love this.
Beat up a little bit. God.
All right, for 5 more. And at that point, you hear the sounds as something comes moving to the door in the interior of the space beside you.
Did any of them hit me?
No, the
Okay.
only one that hit was that hit Moss.
Got it.
All right, Nadine.
Oh, shit. Okay. Nadine is gonna see Kelpy go down and kind of just begin to kind of freak out. Attempts to center herself, etc. I think I just gotta keep hitting. I'm gonna attack the same one I attacked before.
Okay. Go for it.
We're gonna go with the longbow again. That's a 19 to hit.
19 hits.
That is 10 damage with the longbow.
All right, that is enough to send that arrow straight through the fungus and sort of just rip it in half. That one falls, just its stem just collapses and it sort of it lands in the pile of larger mushrooms surrounding it. It appears to be dead.
And then I'd like to use my movement to move down. How much are each one of these boxes?
5 feet.
5 feet. I'd like to move to this one that's diagonal over here. This one here.
Okay.
And then I'd like to... So, if I shift, I'd like to shift, and then, just to clarify, that means I can attack with that shift next turn, I think, correct?
Yeah, I think shifting is a bonus action, and then
Yeah.
then I believe your additional shift attack is part of a bonus action as well, so you'd only be able to do the one thing.
Okay, then I'm gonna go over there and then shift.
Cool. All right, Kelp, please make me a death saving throw.
Sure.
All right, that
Why'd
is-
you do a charisma save?
Oh, is that... Wait, where's the death save?
You just roll a
It's
straight
anyway.
D20.
Oh, okay. Well, then just take that 3.
Okay.
God.
All right, Moss.
Good, good, good. Watch me die.
Moss is going to use the disengage action and just move up to where Nadine was.
Okay.
And then as a bonus action, use my Balm of the Summer Court with 1 dice to heal help. So you get, as a bonus action, by spending a dice from the pool, you can restore HP to one creature that you can see within 120 feet. The creature also gains 1 temp HP per dice spent. I'm only going to spend 1 die, so it's 1d6.
Do I roll a d6 or you roll it?
You do.
DM.
Moss.
You guys can decide, I think, right?
Okay,
You
I will
probably
roll it. That is a 6.
Woo!
6 up back. Yeah.
And 1
Alright.
temporary hit point.
Holy shit.
Kelp, the rotted burns of these pseudopods on your flesh. You are prone on the ground, but you are back in action. Moss, is that all for you?
And that is all for me, yes.
All right, Salak.
Sort of engaging with this guy, just sort of like holding my sword and my dagger in like defensive stance. Turn to Moss. Get Kelpy back there. Get him out of here. And I'm going to just take 2 more attacks on this guy in front of me. First one is going to be a 12 to hit.
Dramatic.
12 hits.
All right. 7 points of slashing. And I will, I'm going to attack my dagger again with a 15 to hit.
Yep, 15 hits. AC
And-
5 on these things.
Oh my god. For another 2 points of piercing.
All right, you hook around the dagger, and it is enough to kind of like finish it in a bit of a flourishing coup de grace as it collapses and perishes as well.
And I will move up to Nadine.
All right, the fungus by you two, Talak and Nadine, is going to use its multi-attack as you are within its range. It is going to make dose. All right, we'll split it between you two. So the top one's going to be Nadine. A 9 and a 21 against you, Talok.
All right. That's not a natural 20, right?
It's not. It's a dirty 20.
Nice.
Well, it's not even a dirty 20. It was just a 19 plus 2. So it would be 6 necrotic damage.
All right. I'll take that damage. I'm not going to waste a spell slot to negate that.
All right. The door swings into the space behind it as you see two darkly robed humanoids standing at about human height, and then a small robed figure behind them appear in that space. As you see this gasp of realization as the gnome looks up into the space and sees you all and says,
Oh, it's you. Great. Get them.
I will give like a wave and a sarcastic nod. Hello again.
The two humanoids will come into the room here, each of them wielding little, like, kind of like crisp knives. As you see the first one take a swipe at you, Kelp, and that is going to be...
Hey man, we can talk about this. Come on, please, God.
That is a technically it's a 14 versus AC.
Yeah, that hits.
Oh, Kelpy, no.
All right, it's going to do, was it 3 points of piercing damage? And the other one will attack Nadine, and is going to... And that is going... Okay, that's a 7. That misses. At this point, the gnome stands in the doorway, and he is going to begin to roll his hands together as this little orb of, like, blackness appears, and is going to launch a kind of a flourish of dark magic around himself as he is engulfed in what looks to be like a veil of shadowy armor.
Huh. That's new. Where'd you... Looks good on you, man.
And then he is going to use this as he just bamfs and then kind of appears right behind you in the dim light of the fungus. He does still have a little bit of movement. As he appears behind you, Moss, he is going to take a few steps forward to finish out his move as he runs towards a door. You can take an attack of opportunity if you want.
I will swing at him with all of my might with that quarterstaff.
Mm.
All right. And at that point,
7 to hit.
yeah, you hit that protective field of shadowy armor. That is a, well, it's just a reskinned shield spell, basically. As he just clearly gets out of your range and then heads into the hall. Nadine. SJ.
I'm weighing whether to go after the gnome guy or to fight what's in the room currently.
Well, you know, last time I tried to run away from 2 people and chase 1 person, I got knocked the fuck out, so,
Yeah, okay, fair.
I'll turn to Nadine. You keep them safe. I'll get the gnome.
She nods and, okay, so we still got this squishy... we still got squishy tentacle guy, and then we got these 2 humans. Nadine is going to... Let's finish off... Nadine's going to try and finish off the remaining tendy. So I'm going to do a longbow
You
for that.
do have disadvantage because within 5 feet of you.
Oh, that sucks. Let me reconsider that then. Can I... Wait, okay, so I'm shifted. Can I do my bonus and then my normal attack? That's cool. I'm gonna do the long tooth shifting strike now then. So on this guy. That's
On the
a
mushroom?
dirty 20 to hit.
Yeah, that will hit either of them. Were you attacking the mushroom or the...
The mushroom.
Got it, yeah.
And then that's 7 damage to the mushroom.
Tastes like a mushroom.
Delicious. It's not tasty. It doesn't taste good. Nadine does not like mushrooms, and that is canon. And then we're gonna just use the dagger, to slash it one more time. instead of the longbow because I don't want that disadvantage. That's a dirty 20 again to hit. And that's going to be another 7 damage.
Dang. All right. It is chopped up and beginning to collapse on itself. There's still some life left in it. Kelpy, you are prone on the floor right now, but you can proceed with your turn.
So getting up takes, what is that? Is it a whole action?
Half your movement speed.
Okay, well, I'm gonna stand up. I mean, could we talk about this, guys? Come on now, I don't want to get stabbed here, but
Just
anyways.
hit them.
Okay, fine.
You've seen too much. You have to die.
I am going to use Cloud of Daggers.
Oh God. All right.
I'm gonna use on this guy like right in front because it only does
it's
damage
AoE.
on this way, right?
It's a 5-foot cube, I think.
Yeah. What is the thing that I make it pop up in here for you?
Look up Cloud of Daggers for you.
Okay, I accidentally casted it twice. I was trying to do the other thing. Display. Aha! There you go. So, if I cast on this dude right in front of me, it's not gonna hit me. Right, that's all I'm worried about.
It shouldn't. I believe it is the exterior perimeter of a 5-foot cube is kind of how it's described.
Cool, I'm gonna cast that on top of that dude.
All right, and it's centered on a point you choose. The creature takes a 44 when it enters the spell's area for the first time on its turn, or starts its turn there. So we are going to say he's basically like stuck in between all of these manifesting daggers at this point. As soon as it's his turn, he will begin to be sliced and diced into little tiny ribbons.
And that is my turn.
All right, Moss.
Can I, as Moss, just step to the side here and use Druidcraft on these, whatever's left of this fungus, to just forcibly make it grow and pin the guy in front of Kelpy?
Oh.
What's the intention? Like, what's the desired outcome?
To just wrap around him and hold him in place.
I would argue that that's why like spells like Entangle would be, in the game. So I wouldn't say Druidcraft would be able to do that.
Darn. In that case, let's do that with Entangle.
Okay. You wanted to hold him in place? Got it.
Yes.
Okay. No, there is no hope for you, good sir. All right. That is going to be flat 7.
Yeah, he does not make that DC.
Vines and fungal from the floor begin to kind of like grow up and are sort of tethering him in place in this this phone booth of swirling blades. All right. Anything else?
And I'm gonna drop another one of those Balms of the Summer Court for Talok. That'll be
I can reach him over there?
120 feet.
Oh, wow. Ooh.
That is another 6 and 1 temporary hit point.
I appreciate it, good sir. How does this work? What does Talok feel?
So, you just see a slight green aura appear around your feet and just kind of encompass you for a second. And then it is gone. And you were feeling as if you just got healed.
Right? We'll learn that someday.
Give you a quick nod, and that'll
Nod
be my
back.
turn.
All right. Talok.
I'm going to use my bonus action and sort of close my eyes, take a deep breath. Everything seems to slow down. In the back of my head, I can hear the orcish war drums, and I'm going to go into my blade song. So let me mark that off. And I will use my movement to get all the way over to this guy around there. And I will attack him with my long sword for the first hit. Actually, wait. Before I do that, sort of get in front of him by like dashing. Sort of hold out a hand. No, I don't think anyone has to die here. What do you say? We all just Calm down. No.
Just a brief quip and 6-second exchange. He said,
Hey, buddy, I tried making a deal with you for a while, but you just denied it.
I mean, can you blame me or seedy looking fellow?
It's too late. It's too late. We made a deal with your friend's brother, but you've been more trouble than it's been worth. And besides, now that you're here, I can't let her go. Other deals have been made.
I sort of hold up my longsword. Is it really worth dying for? And I'll attempt to attack the longsword.
All right, before you roll, he will cast another casting of Shadow Armor, which is actually, I read it differently. It's not like Shield. He basically imposes disadvantage on you.
Okay, so I just roll a disadvantage?
Yep.
All right, let's do it. I have trust in the...
I'm gonna roll 2 20s.
Yeah. I have trust in the... Well, the first one's a natural 20, which would have been great, but it's still a 16 to hit.
16 to hit does hit.
All right.
Yo, suck it,
First
gnome
hit.
boy.
Yeah, gnome boy, suck it. 5 points of slashing damage. And I will rebound, sort of slash him once, hold up my dagger, go for it. Please reconsider. And going for the second attack. To dagger to hit, disadvantage for this attack too, or is that only one to hit?
It is for I think it is just an attack that he can impose disadvantage on, so wouldn't be the second one.
So this is flat roll, got it.
17.
A dagger is 17 to hit.
Damn.
So 17 hits, yeah?
Yes.
Got it.
Yo,
For
let's go.
1 point of piercing.
It's a poke. You just blink.
Yeah. They sort of graze him across the cheek, not going for anything lethal. Come on.
He reaches up and grabs his bloodied face and says,
That's the last straw here, buddy.
Fine. Oh, let's do a battle stance.
all right, the last remaining fungus, keeping in range here, is going to roll a d4.
Oh shit, that thing's so alive.
3, and
It's so
is
close
going
to dying. It's so close.
It is.
Oh,
All right.
Doing my best over here.
We are going to. All right. It has got you and the human in range, so it is going to whip towards Mr. Cultist's face first. That is a 12 versus AC, which is a hit, and then it is going to be a strike against you at a +2. It's a 12 to hit against you, Nadine, and it's going to do one more against you, Nadine, and it's going to be a 21 to hit.
Goodness.
Yeah, I think that might hit me. I think that might hit.
All right, it's going to do 1 damage to the human, and it is going to do
good.
7 damage to you.
Got it.
Sounds about right.
I have that lovely temp HP from shifting though, so that's gonna do 3 damage to me, and I have 15 health. Cool.
All right, the human that starts its turn inside the. Can you roll 44 for your daggers, please?
Ones.
Give him that old
Fuck him
bard
up.
slap.
10.
10. All right, you and the human beside you and a little bit of Nadine are spritzed in a cascade of just red viscera as you just hear, "Oh my god! Oh, it's so bad!" and he just dies outright.
That's how he dies, by saying it's so bad. That's such awesome but awful last words. I love it. Oh my
Oh,
god.
I really did not mean to.
You see this? It's like a shark tooth phone book or phone booth. Just like shred this guy. As you see his buddy who just got whipped by the thing go, oh fuck.
I love these humans.
Hey man, I'm gonna look at him real like, hey man, I don't want to hurt you. Let's just. You can just walk away.
You see him kind of reel back, and he kind of pulls back his hood and takes off his mask, and he just looks like a villager. Just a common person from the city above, and he says, I'm not cut out for this. There's no way I'm sticking around. And so he is going to attempt to run out of the space, and is going to break attacks of opportunity across the board from Nadine, from the fungus, from just everybody here. It's up to you guys if you want to do anything, but the fungus is going to attempt to whip him as he runs away.
Have a good life, man. Don't
And the
stop
fungus
doing
hits.
crime.
And the fungus does 4 points.
And Moss is gonna just smack him in the back with this quarterstaff.
Wow.
Nadine will also attack him.
Guys!
It's a 7.
What? I'm
Moss
not going to.
Nadine, are you daggering him or are you
That
trying to
is
fight
just
him?
a dude.
I'm daggering him.
You are all awful people.
24 to
I'm not
hit.
gonna attack him.
That-
20!
That hits.
6 points of damage.
All right. He stumbles past Kelpy, and Moss, you swing your dagger or your club down at him, but at this point he's kind of bled out and just stumbles and just face plants and slides into the stone floor as his body just sort of bleeds out there in front of you all as the slithering fungal creature is still like la, 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 la.
What in the fuck?
Wes is going to use his, let's see, he's going to roll a d6 to see if he's regained his ability. Which he has, into a space that he can see. All right. He is going to he's going to jaunt. He's going to use his shadow step to move into a 30-foot space that he can see. He remanifests here. He is going to cast a spell called Black Ribbons as a 20-foot cube of darkness just manifests here in this space. All right, so Talok, as you are standing there, a pulse of black planar shadow energy manifests into reality, filling the space around you with its inky ribbons, causing everything around you to become difficult terrain and for things to be kind of a bit obscured beyond it. These tendrils of inky darkness wrap around you like vines and ribbons. If you end your turn in there, you can become stuck in a certain capacity, but otherwise you are just affected as if it is difficult terrain. And Wes is going to, he's going to hightail it. He's going to book it out, and he's going to spend the rest of his move running, 25, 30 feet down the corridor into the darkness out of this place.
All right.
Nadine.
Is that stupid fucking mushroom still alive?
That stupid fucking mushroom is still
This
alive.
mushroom is going to get bit. First, this mushroom's going to get... First, this mushroom is going to get bit with a shifting strike. Because I'm tired of this shit. Tired of this stupid mushroom. That's an 11?
11 hits. Obligatory Toothy Maul reference.
Yep. Agreed. And that is 6 points of damage with a chomp.
All right, you just bite, you just nip the tip, just, and he's a man now.
I wasn't planning on circumcising a mushroom today, but that's D&D for you, I guess.
There it is. The mushroom creature falls and dies, leaving this kind of fungal patch of rotting waste a bit safer. The two humans collapsed near you. You guys turn and can see there's a small office built into the backspace here to your west. And then Talok is you can barely make him out as these wisping tendrils of energy are kind of like flailing around him like he's caught next to 100 pitch black, wacky waving, inflatable arm flailing tube men.
I love those things. I have a tiny one on my desk that I'll show you guys. Sorry, I just got really excited. Sorry.
It's the DM distracting it. Okay, all right. Nadine, anything else for your turn? Sorry, just trying to gauge the room here. Talok's going after Gnome Guy, or Talok's gone. Nadine, I want to use my movement to start moving towards this room over here. Yeah.
I want to go to this doorway. I want to stand here in the doorway.
Yep.
Oh. Are we
there
still in
is.
combat?
It just depends on whether or not Wes gladly gets away.
We'll stop there. We'll stop there.
Okay. All right. Kelp.
So, rough terrain. What does that do to your
Movement speed is halved.
Yep. Each square would count as 10.
I'm not gonna do anything. I'm just gonna kind of look at Moss in like a pissed manner. You didn't have to kill that guy. That was just a person. You just murdered a man. He surrendered.
I killed.
Dude, is he alive? He looks fucking dead to me.
The dagger cut in his back maybe tells a different story, but you don't think Moss.
Well,
Moss probably.
You helped.
Just dropped at my feet.
That guy surrendered. Either way, That's not cool. I'm gonna walk over towards Nadine. You're fucked up for that, you know.
What?
Murdered a man who surrendered. It's just a dude, but whatever.
Thanks, Bully. Hey, Kelp, what are you going to do with your wall of daggers that's floating around?
Yeah, I'm just gonna like make it go away.
Dismiss it. Okay.
Yeah. And I'm just kind of like almost in like a pouty manner, just following behind Nadine.
All right. Moss?
Talok, what's going on out there?
I'm being grabbed by weird dark tube men. Help!
Come back, and I'm going to use the last Balm of Summer Court that I have to heal up this dude that was trying to run.
No, I mean,
He's dead.
I guess I'm going to ask Nadine, would you have non-lethaled him or would you have lethaled him?
Oh, I think she probably would have lethaled him.
Okay.
I think she would have.
Looking at it, Moss, like, you don't know if it's worth the effort. You don't know if you can save him.
Yeah.
I don't think she would have been thinking in that moment. I think she would have just probably lethaled him. Yeah.
I'm gonna try it anyways.
Okay. I'll let him make one death save. If he fails, then it's not going to work, and you waste the spell.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right. Ooh. Okay, he passed. He's clinging on.
So restored 5 health and 1 temporary hit point.
All right. The wounds kind of seal up a bit as you just hear a gasp as he like begins to kind of just moan to himself on the cold, wet floor. And he kind of wipes a big piece of rotted chicken carcass off of his bloody cheek. It says, "What happened? Oh no! Oh, they're the shadows." And he just is just staring at this massive writhing darkness in front of him. Anything else, Moss?
That'll be my turn.
All right, Talok, what are you gonna do?
Sort of looking back at Moss and hearing him tell him to come back. God damn it! And he's going to use his movement to. Yeah, he's gonna try to see if he can see this guy by going there.
All right,
Can he?
move there. Yep, you can see him about 30 feet
All right.
to yourself.
Well, dashing won't let me do anything, so I'm just gonna scorching ray this guy.
All right, go for it.
You watch as the tattoos start blinking to light, almost like a strobe light up his arm, and as he does so, the green flames ignite, and he's throwing a curveball. The 3 scorching rays spiral out, and first one is a 21 hit
That hits.
Oh my.
for 7 points of fire damage.
Mm-hmm.
Second one is a 21 to hit
All right.
for 8 points of fire damage.
Got it.
Third one is a 25 to hit for
have.
3 for second level spell.
My.
For 9 points of fire damage.
All right. You
Holy shit.
have, let's see, 7, okay, 14, 15. Oh my lord. Okay, so 24. You beat his max HP total. He's technically at negative 21, which is at least 200% his max HP. You effectively incinerate up most of this gnome.
May I flavor this?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh, Lord.
How many of you have played Mortal Kombat 11?
Yes!
You know how Liu Kang, when he does the thing, like he punches them with fire and it just blasts through them? These scorching rays is right through his like 2 shoulder blades and the third one right in the back of the head.
Ooh, I love it. That's awesome. Oh my god, Will, that's so fucked up. I love it. That's awesome. I love it.
And you see his Talok, like the flames start dying down, like this green glow in his eyes sort of diminishes. Overstepped that one. Okay. Sort of like shakes his arm, the flames
He's
die
such
out.
an old man.
That's my turn.
One last just whispering, buddy, as Wes gladly perishes in the corridor down here. The disturbance of these black fields kind of goes away. We're going to drop out of initiative here for right now. the body of Wes Gladly, you can kind of maybe just walk up to it and investigate it very briefly.
Sure.
It is, if there's anything on him worth rifling through, you would find perhaps like the scalding hot remnants of some sort of like a holy symbol that was attached to a leather cord around his neck. That being and a small, almost like ceremonial Chris dagger are the only objects that you really do find on him, like that have survived this assault.
I'll take him.
Mostly unrecognizable at this point. You add
Smells
those
like
two.
burning.
Make me a religion check, please, as you take his holy
Alright.
symbol.
Religion. I'm not terrible at that, I don't think. 21.
21. Yep. All right. You find it is a small brooch. It is a finely polished circular dark amethyst with a gold ring of metal kind of clasped around it in a circle. And it is definitely Sharon in its appearance, the antithetical sister to Salune.
Alright. Can you spell Sharon for me?
Shar is just Shar.
Thank you,
yeah.
note taker.
Worshippers being Sharon.
Alright. So Sharon is A-N at the end of Shar.
Yeah, Shar is Salune's sister.
Got it. And this is an amulet of some sort?
It's just it's a holy symbol, a brooch.
Got it.
Perhaps for like a necklace.
Got it. And you said the other one was a ceremonial dagger?
Yeah, it's just a Chris dagger, so a dagger that kind of has like a wavy blade.
Got it. And I'll go back to the group.
Sorry about what happened to your friend, but can you explain a little bit of what's going on?
What are you?
Well, that's the guy that just saved your life, apparently. Thank you, by the way.
Nadine is gonna walk up kind of slowly from the doorway and kind of walk up to this guy, and she's just gonna she's gonna kind of like clean off her dagger a little bit by like wiping it on her shirt.
Is it still in his back?
Have you
Huh?
reverted?
Huh?
Have you reverted?
Yes.
Okay.
I think I'm back, yeah.
Did he see you? He saw you in your shift.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I think even he can see her revert back in this moment. It's kind of gonna like her face is gonna retract back in, and she's gonna like re-hunch back up and kind of wipe off her dagger and walk over to him, and she is going to crouch down. He's on the floor, right? Mm-hmm. He's sitting. She's gonna kind of crouch down again on his level, and she's going to attempt to intimidate him for information. And she's just gonna ask, so I suggest that you give us the information on who the gnome was, who you are, and what this place is. Or it's very, very likely that you will not be brought back next time I decide to sink a dagger into your back. And if it's okay, can I roll to intimidate?
Yeah, you can roll with advantage.
Are we just like Avengers posing in front of this guy?
That's 20, dirty 20.
All right. He is visibly trembling and kind of takes his weapon and holds at his palm. Like he's not going to hurt you. He takes his little Chris dagger. He slides it across the stone towards Moss's feet, and he puts his hands up very peacefully and says, "Please, I will tell you anything you want. Just let me go."
She kind of looks up and down, and then she nods and puts the dagger away. See, that wasn't so hard, is it now? Who is the gnome? Why are you working for him? What is happening?
Master Gladly. They call him Wes. He was a gnome, of noble birth. He has a home outside in the village down here by the docks. He is what they call the Master of Secrets of this temple. This temple dedicated to the dark goddess Shar.
Are you aware of where your late master would keep any kind of kidnapping victims? You see, we have some personal issues with him.
We do not kidnap for imprisonment, no. We facilitate deals between interested parties. And anyone that would be taken would just be with the next person. Just as part of the arrangements, like you were intended to be.
Me. Specifically me.
Yes, the girl with moon blood who lived in the woods outside of town. That's you, isn't it?
Yes. And who was making a deal with my name involved?
A deal was made. Wes made a deal with the ambassador.
Out of character, do we know who the ambassador is or no? I don't.
Not particularly.
That's not a
no.
name we'd know. Okay, cool.
Is it? I can tell this is someone of noble standing, right? Would I have ever heard of them?
You would want to know who. But you would. I don't know. You probably have your own line of questions.
She's gonna Nadine's gonna begin to almost be like ask more questions about herself, and then she's just gonna pause and kind of like shake her head. And we're looking for Jem Tuffet. Do you know where someone who didn't follow through with the deal would be taken?
That human buffoon?
Yes.
Yes.
Well, that's not a nice way to talk about him.
Where is he?
He's been taken out onto. He was put into a carriage, and Wes's strongmen, basically the hired swords. They took him south, towards the forest, the dark forest. It's many miles from here. I believe that they had facilitated a bargain in exchange for an amulet. He was going to offer a price, but he wasn't able to make the deal, so the arrangement was that he would instead forfeit himself in service of the Obsidian Tower. He was taken there.
The Obsidian Tower. What is that?
Some ruin deep in the old forest, the dark place no one goes anymore.
Is that enough information for us to have a direction and know where we're starting to head? Out of character.
Anyone can make me a knowledge, geography, or history.
He said a dark forest, right?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Can I like put my hand out and try to help this guy stand up?
Yeah, you could. He would reach out a hand and sort of accept that.
What's your name, guy?
My name, you can call me Anderson. I forfeit my life above in Allengil. I spend most of my time down here. I used to work at the docks.
Why?
It was an honest living. I was good at fishing. I could bait a hook.
No, I mean, like, why do you not go up there anymore?
I've forsaken my life as payment for the deeds that I have requested done. I have forfeit my services to the temple. It's all deals and bargains down here.
Well, seeing as your boss has been killed, probably
There's
should move on from
always,
this man.
Someone will take its place. You should keep your voices down. You're still not alone here.
What do you mean by that?
It means we're not alone. There are other people.
The people
Yes.
in my room?
I will move up here because I saw Dora before. Can I listen in?
He sees you approach, and he says, that is the temple. That is the sacred where Shar's darkness manifests. There is a worshipping altar further inside the temple. There was a service earlier. We always hold a midnight mass during the full moon, especially during the equinox. It should be over by now, and the folks should have returned to the village. But do not enter the temple. It is too dangerous for you to go in there.
Move back, sort of lean down, so I'm like eye level with him. You said
he's
there were others here. And still have to lean over. How many?
At any time, it's uncertain. Wes, like many masters of secrets, had at his disposal many of the villagers here within Allengil, holding things above them, offering them things that they couldn't hope to possess themselves. To become a worshipper of Shar, you only need to be weak, vengeful for just a moment, and then she has you.
I want to go look in this room to the left over here. Before that happens, Nadine's gonna kind of look at the others and be like, He's given us a good amount of information. Why don't we get him out of here?
Still hasn't answered my question. He
Well-
said there were others here, but he hasn't answered how many.
I don't know, a dozen or more in the village. I don't know all of their names. We don't all... We wear masks. We don't... Identities are to be kept secret. Secrets are currency.
I sort of
I tell
pat
you-
him on the shoulder a little bit, cutting him off. So you're telling me where we are right now, we're safe?
As long as you do not go into that temple, and as long as you do not stay here for more than a day, if Wes doesn't feed the creature, he worried that it would escape. It's quite placated in its darkness right now.
Okay, I'm gonna turn to everyone else and turn. Yeah, You say Wes had to feed it?
What
Yes.
was he feeding it?
Oh no. We may have a problem.
You mean we may have a problem?
I don't think Wes can feed it anymore.
Yeah, but I mean, we can just tell the guards about this place. I was thinking we take this guy to the guards. It's probably safer there, otherwise the weird cult people are gonna come kill him for betraying them.
We don't know how far this goes. There could be cult people in the guards. There could be cult people with that mistress. There could be cult people anywhere.
Okay, well, hey, cult person, are there cult people in the guards?
He doesn't know. There's
You
masks.
know, well, shit. What about the owl? We can trust the owl, I think.
Well, honestly,
I
I don't
think
think that's...
I don't trust... Actually,
Okay, well, what about the Salune chick? I mean, this is
I-
like
I think we
anti-Salune,
take
so-
this to our friend in the guard who's helped us out.
I think
also
Captain Messiah is the best option, but do keep in mind, we can't trust them either. If
Okay, well, I
Shah's
guess
whole thing is staying in the shadows and keeping everyone in masks, anyone could be one of them.
Well,
and
maybe
not that it's the
get-
most pertinent issue, but someone is also making a deal for me, and the only people who have taken interest in me are, well, our little friends inside of the guard, so... I'm not
Well, I
exactly
mean,
looking to
maybe-
get scooped up like Jem.
I mean, maybe the
We-
Salune priestess was trying to protect you.
We did have that encounter in the forest. And they knew who you were,
Hmm.
whatever that fake creature was. It's not just the guards.
All I know is that I got this fancy little necklace thing that's the Moon Lady, and it feels good, so I think they're good. That's about where I am on that. So I think we take this guy to our owl friend and see if our owl friend can do something about this. Yeah?
I personally think Nadine made a very good point. However, if it's the group's decision, we can do that.
Why don't we... First things first, why don't we... And she's gonna kind of start to move towards this door over here. Why don't we make sure we take care of the surrounding area, find out more information about that creature, and get our new little friend, Anderson, out of this cavern place. I'm not a fan. And we handle it from there.
I agree.
She kind of looks at him and she goes, I think you have some better friends now from before. Don't fuck it up.
Just sit out here with our buddy.
All right. You guys head into the office as Anderson sort of just has this dejected and dark look upon himself. You sense depression kind of creeping over him as he looks down and he grips the mask that he has been wearing and sort of like plays with the collar where his hood is now draped around his neck and shoulders. He mutters under his breath, I really have nothing left. I can't go back out there. You all should take what you should take and leave. Just leave this place.
Anderson,
Well, hey now, bud.
we've
Listen,
given you a second chance.
Exactly.
Now is the time to rebuild the life that you could have had.
Maybe.
Being stuck down here, you haven't been able to experience the beauty of the world.
He fiddles down at his waist and pulls out a large brass key ring that has 3 or 4 keys on it and fishes for a particular one and slides it off the loop and then hands it to you, Kelpy. And he says, there's a locked chest in the back of that room. Here, take this. Give it to your friends. And the contents of it should give her the answers that she needs.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Hey, Taillock.
Yeah.
Like, well, across from here, catch this. Give this to Nadine.
Yeah. Without even looking, he sort of reaches hand up and grabs it.
Chuck
Yeah.
it at his head.
Yeah.
And
Catch
for
it.
the briefest of moment while your attention is turned, Anderson is going to attempt to turn around and kind of like speed walk away as he heads towards these other double doors with a key in hand.
Anderson,
What do you, Moss, Kelpy, what do you guys gonna do?
I'm
going.
going after him.
Yeah.
All right,
Hey.
I will let you make. We can make an opposed contest here. You can. Who's going to be leading it? One of you can aid. See, one of you can roll with advantage. But who's going to attempt to stop him?
I will aid.
Okay, so what am I rolling here?
All right, Kelp. You can choose an athletics or. I would say athletics probably.
Okay, let's do athletics. So
And you can roll with advantage.
Well, a nat 20 putting me at 25,
Jesus.
or a 19 with 24. Cool.
All right, he makes it to the door. It pops this key into the heavy stone keyhole, and you grab him by the shoulders and rip him back. And he says, "No, just let me do this. Just let me go. Just let me."
What are you doing?
I want to.
It needs to feed.
No, you are
Just-
not going to feed yourself to a giant monster. I want to give him like a speech and try a persuasion roll.
He,
Oh my God.
he's like kind of fighting and wrestling you as he's wanting to basically like sacrifice himself to whatever is beyond the doors.
Can I roll a persuasion for him not to?
Yeah, you can. Roll me that. It might take a pretty rousing speech.
It is a 22.
22 versus his wisdom. He eventually kind of places his back against the stone wall and sort of slunks down to the floor, hands on his knees as he just begins to kind of breathe heavily, and he's sort of just reeling from this whole experience. Meanwhile, Talok, key in hand, you step into the room with Nadine and begin to kind of explore this small office space.
Nadine's
normal.
gonna see the chest in the corner and put her hand out asking for the key. I have a guess it's gonna go in here.
I was gonna guess it was going to be the ceiling. No, sorry, that was a bad joke. And it's gonna put it in her palm and just turn around whistling.
She's gonna look at him for a sec and then like be like, and just decides to just go over to the chest and unlock it.
All right, you pop it open, and it is full of all manner of miscellaneous treasures and some coin, but oddly enough, in sort of a golden vellum with finely crafted brass tips, there is this enormous scroll that is kind of furled up in a single roll. And on it, there is a strange wax emblem that has been like ripped. With what languages do you speak?
What languages do I speak?
Mm-hmm.
Let me check. Common, Dwarvish, Elvish, and Goblin.
All right, you see there is an Elvish sigil on it, but it is written in what would be considered like a dark tongue or like an umbral tongue. It is something that elves typically don't speak. You would know of it. And you kind of perhaps pick up this large piece of scroll and unfurl it a little bit, and the entire thing looks like a very, very complicated contract, all written in Elven. But you see signed at the very bottom in more of like a common script is the name Wes Gladley with a signature. And adjacent to that is a signature that says Ambassador Ananestra. And it is spelled this way.
Kelpy knows comprehend languages.
I do too.
Can I take whatever gold's in here or any money?
Yeah, certainly.
Cool.
I
How
can
much?
Also comprehend languages if you.
Oh, you can?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm great
Hey,
at that stuff.
can you-
I studied languages.
she's gonna hand it to Talak and go, "Can you read this?"
Yeah, no problem. And I'll take the time to ritually cast comprehend languages, so like 11 minutes.
Got it.
She's so
Which I'll-
bored. She's walking
yeah.
in circles. She lays on the floor.
You watch he takes out a book and he sort of flips through it, sort of comparing it. So like he's like
She's
deciphering
punching
as he
the
goes.
air. She's so bored. She's so bored. She cannot sit still. She's so bored. She's like, Talak, hurry up.
I'm almost there. I need to just listen. It's not easy or distracting me. Give me a minute.
I'm gonna
I'll
eat that
continue.
damn mushroom again if you don't hurry the fuck up. I'm gonna freak out.
He sort of puts the book down, like lowers his glasses and just looks at her. Let me finish.
Fine.
Goes back to
God.
it. But once that's done, what do I read?
All right. So with all of the legalese, it would take you a long time. This is quite the dissertation. is you hear there's like a counseling session going out in the hallway as Kelpy is like, talking to Anderson about, his life and about what opportunities may lie ahead. And occasionally you hear Moss kind of chime in. You get the idea that what has happened here is that Wes has brokered a deal with a Fey elven ambassador named Ananestra, who works for a dark court of Fey and elves, and basically has brokered a deal for the servitude or I guess like the body and living being of Nadine, who is referred to as the Moonblood Girl from Storm Hollow. It would appear that it's all in order, and basically Nadine is Ambassador Anestra's property at this point.
Hey,
Before
Talak,
it-
what does it say?
Talak, after he's done, sort of puts the book away.
What does
he's
it
just
say?
tidying up, takes his glasses off, folds it, put it into like his little nook in his doublet.
What is it? Oh, Talak, what does it say?
Some things really just do fall into place, don't they? He sort of stands up. I was planning on researching this further, but it seems like everything has fallen into our laps. That lady out in the woods, I don't know if this was her, per se, but I think she might have something to do with this Ambassador Ananestra.
What does it say about me?
Just... You want the good news or the bad news?
What do you think I'm gonna say? All of it. What is...
Alright.
She's like
Good news.
shaking. She's like, what the fuck?
The good news
Talak!
is that the person who is supposed to deliver upon their promises is dead. The bad news is that by this contract, you are hereby the property of Ambassador Ananestra, who is apparently a dark fae from some sort of summer court.
What?
It's
They can do that?
not that I'm
They can
aware
just...
of. DM, would I know much about the laws of this land? Is it possible to do this, or is there some sort of dark magic shit going on, some black market?
It is. It's basically a Shadowfell human trafficking ring, I guess you could call it.
Got it. No, it's not legal. They can't do this, but considering they're going below the law, nothing's to stop them, I suppose. Except for, the dead guy. That's the good news. The good news is that he's dead.
Nadine, like, begins to shake slightly and is just kind of like... It's like you see her pupils just, like, dilate and she's just, like, shaking. She's like, they what? They own me? What? I don't... Why?
Deep breaths. Deep
I
breaths.
don't...
In 10 seconds, out 10 seconds. It's gonna be alright. We'll figure this out. Good news is we have the written contract now, which means by all means, this never existed here. This is not ratified by the law, meaning nothing but any city here is going to enforce this. Second off, the person who is supposed to enforce this is dead. The only problem I'm seeing is this ambassador. I don't think they're going to give up easily, seeing as if that lady in the woods was the ambassador, they had some tricks up their sleeve. They're obviously a competent individual,
Yeah,
but you're not alone.
She kind of coughs at that statement specifically. We need to find Gem. We need to find
Yes,
Gem
we do.
before anything else.
I'll sort of roll up the scroll and hand it towards her.
She takes it and kind of grips it and is gonna pocket that.
I'll sort of put a hand on her shoulder and just sort of look into her eyes. That is yours. Remember, no matter what people say, you are your own person. Do not let this strike fear in you. You are strong, and I've seen it.
She puts a hand on top of his and kind of looks at him and is like, "Thanks. We'll figure it out, right? Everything will be fine, right?"
Of course it will. Sort of give him the warm dad smile. Sort of take the hand off. All right, let's go find the others. I think I can hear it. Oh goodness gracious! Is he giving someone a lecture? All right.
As you kind of pilfer through the rest of it, several crates are full of just kind of general goods and supplies, and it's sort of a tome on the desk itself with some papers spread out that get tucked away inside of it, and a quill and an ink pen. There appears to be some sort of a book of coded secrets. Parts of it are written. Your comprehend languages would basically say, like, Wes has been collecting dirt on people in the city. And is basically making plays on plays. He's playing 4D chess with people's lives. Cheating husbands, spouses who are angry at people that outrank them socially or job-wise or whatever. Anyone that may be willing to strike a deal with dark powers in order to get what they want, who could then be twisted into the web of the Sharan faith. It seems like a lot of these official documents are for people that live within the acreage of Alungil and its surrounding holds.
And this book is just full of like the coded, this has all of.
It's all written in a cipher. Yeah, it's all.
This is the dirt on people. Yeah.
This is the people of Alungil.
Yeah. So, but this is like a compendium of all the dirt he has on people.
Yes.
Yeah, I guess I'll sort of look at it. I'll toss it across the room and cast Firebolt and just incinerate it.
We could have gave that to the guards.
At this point, as you guys are walking out, Kelpy and Moss are out there talking to Anderson, and Anderson's just like, yeah, well, that's when I had the idea. I was just like, it's a fishing net that never gets tangled. It was gonna be great. You're right. I'm gonna go out there. I'm gonna start over, and gosh darn it, I am gonna start that business.
That's beautiful. I tell you what, I just love fishing, man. It's just a good way to clear your mind. You gotta just when you're down on yourself about all this whole being an ex-cultist thing, just remember, you're not a bad person. You're just a person who did bad things, and you can make up for that.
Hey, sorry to interrupt, but what do we do about the monster behind these doors?
I don't. Well, he said it needs to eat, so like.
What do we feed it?
Dead body.
Not exactly.
No, oh God, what's it eat then?
It prefers to exsanguate things, to drain the blood.
Oh.
So it drinks blood.
Oh.
Is it like a vampire? That's crazy.
Not exactly.
Have you seen this creature?
Once.
Can you describe it in as much detail as you can?
Absolutely horrifying. Fur and membranes underneath the arms. It can fly. And
what the fuck?
It can turn, and it turns into a bat.
So it is a vampire.
It's complicated.
Okay.
It's like he turns towards Nadine. It's kind of like you.
It's a teenage girl?
No.
It's a shifter.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense. Yeah.
But it is got more. It's more blooded than you. You, from what Wes was saying, the paladins of the Silver Keep treated you, which is why you didn't completely turn.
It's turned.
It is, and it is violent and strong.
Can we kill it?
Wouldn't risk it. It is in its lair. It is within the darkness. It is in Shar's eye.
I've died like 2 times in the past 24 hours, so...
You have not died.
Well, you know...
You were only unconscious. You were fine.
I took a very long nap.
I don't think, but...
I don't think it's worth it.
No, not right now. We're low on resources. We're tired.
Maybe, and even if it does get out... if it does get out...
We could board up the doors. What if we tell the guards about it? Maybe they can bring back like a squad. Maybe like
Anderson.
a priest can stop it or something.
I'll sort of hold out a hand. Good old Anderson. How many doors are there in and out of that temple?
Well, they use the passageways beneath where the natural springs run. Presumably, if this thing wanted out, it could escape through any of the open wells in the city.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, fuck. Well, that's, not good. No point in barring the door. You can get out anyway.
What about this thing? I hold up my necklace. The short guy wanted this. Why was this important? You know?
It's a sacred symbol of Selune. It's a desecration in the Sharan eyes. Presumably he would want you to destroy it. Or he would like to destroy it.
Would this thing affect that thing?
I don't know. I'm not in the ways of mysticism.
That's fair. I'm not either.
So we have two options here. We either do our best to attempt to rest up and fight this thing in its own home and its own terrain, or we hope that its appetite is taken care of for long enough. We try to go find Gem. But
what if we
yes,
we bait it out? It likes the dark, right? What if we just bait it out into the light?
It's not a bad idea, Kelpy.
Yeah, I mean, we should probably, like, rest up first before we do that, but...
DM question.
Mm-hmm.
You said it's a full moon tonight?
It is a full moon tonight, and I believe tomorrow, and then the full moon will go away, as it will begin to...
As in,
wane.
like, right now, there's a full moon outside.
Yes.
That's a lot of light.
I don't know. I don't know if we should go into the full moon, guys. I don't know if that's such a great idea.
Okay, but what if we rest, and then we get the thing to come outside in the daytime?
I'm assuming that it won't. If it's...
I mean, if it's hungry, it's gonna follow food.
We could always
I can
try to restrain it.
I can run pretty fast. Also, Moss is a... I don't think he has blood, so we could, like, trick it.
I don't think that's going to work, Kelpy. Good idea, though, on the light.
I don't know if we have the strength to fight this thing.
No, you don't have to fight it alone. We just gotta get it to come out, and then we all beat it up.
I think we take this information to the guards.
Okay.
We can work.
Oh yeah, did you find anything in there, like?
But if we
like,
give this information
documents
to the
that might,
guards...
like, tell us anything or anybody involved?
Yeah.
Can we just relay the information to them?
Yes.
Cool.
Oh, but where are those documents?
I burned them.
Oh.
Well, I burned the documents specifically pertaining to the dirt that this man had on people.
Good.
Well, I mean, we could have used that to like process elimination. Who's a cultist and who just owes him favors, and you know.
I
But it's
understand where that comes from, Kelpy.
Well,
But
you know,
then
not
maybe-
all of us can have good ideas like me, so it's okay.
It's very true, very true. However, Kelpy, you have to understand that was immensely illegal. Those things that they had on people, it wasn't right to have that information and to keep it.
No, yeah, but then we could make a bunch of Andersons.
Kelpy.
That's
Kelpy,
okay.
We
Either way.
can't systematically
kill
go
them?
around.
What did you say?
No, I said Kelpy. We
No,
can't.
not you.
Oh.
Okay.
We
What?
can't.
Anyways.
We can't systematically go around picking off these cultists.
That is fair.
We still need to get Gem.
We do
When
still
you
need to
cut
get
off
them.
the head, most of the time the limbs will go limp. That book, the head.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well,
Well,
except
anyway,
for
I think we
chickens.
could.
Most
true.
of the time.
Sometimes when you
Fair.
cut a fish heads off, it still flops around too.
Yeah, my brothers had this sick game they'd play with me where they would,
Mhm.
tie me up to a chair and cut off a chicken's head and make me watch. It was a weird thing.
I thought you were gonna say they cut off your head, and I was
No.
gonna be confused.
Yeah, no. Wouldn't make
Okay,
sense.
cool. Yeah, that makes
Nadine
sense.
is punching the wall. Nadine is banging her fucking head into the wall. She is bashing her skull into the wall.
Please
Okay.
stop that. You're gonna hurt yourself.
So
We
you
need to
think-
kill this thing or not kill this thing. Because if there's
Okay.
anything I know about shit like this...
Well, I need to rest first, otherwise I'm gonna die again.
I guess
Let,
we should rest before we do anything.
let's
Do you
head
think our
out and
owl's
go
still
back
up there?
to our inn. We will stay the night. And we
Okay.
can deal with this in the morning.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Henderson, what are you
Anderson?
gonna do? What's your plan?
I guess I'm gonna start that business. But
Hell yeah, man. Well, here, you know, it ain't much, but then I give him a gold piece. Hey, there you go.
Nadine
I'm your
is.
first
Oh, sorry.
investor.
thank you.
Nadine is like. She has just kind of this sunken look in her eyes, and just like. She was trying to be nice before, and she just kind of looks at Anderson, puts a hand on his shoulder, and goes, "Thank you for all of the help that you've given us. And whatever happened down here doesn't need to be spoken of with your name. But if you ever tell anyone about this, about our secrets, it will be the last thing you ever do."
I understand that. And I'm all too familiar with secrets. Anderson's not even my real name. But listen,
How could you lie to me like that?
Kelpy,
We had a
read the
we had a
room. Kelpy, read the room.
Kelpy, listen,
Okay.
I'll tell you this. Learn from me. Revenge sometimes isn't worth it, no matter how bad you've been hurt. It's a slippery slope. It leads you to dark places. It's why I took the deal that I took when I took it. It's because I was hurt. And I wanted someone else to hurt like I hurt. This is a second chance for me, and I appreciate this, but you gotta be careful.
Maybe we can both just keep one more secret.
What's that?
This conversation never happened.
This
And
secret.
you, with whatever name you choose and whatever you want to do, whatever business you start, that's the start of your new life, and this never happened.
Understood. He slips back on his mask and puts his hood up, and he just says, "I think it's time to be going."
You're gonna
Nice meeting you.
what? You're gonna still wear the cultist stuff? I don't.
Get out of here. To leave. To get out of here.
I will, as he's leaving.
I've been wearing this mask for like 2 years. It's just comfortable now. I do it in public.
Yeah, I
Can you
I
relate-
guess I
can-
get it. You know.
Can you
I mean,
relate to that?
I mean, I don't wear a shirt, so I guess it's kind of similar. You know, it's like I haven't worn a shirt in so long that it's just kind of like.
I have a feeling that in the future everyone will be wearing masks like this.
There's no reason. Why would you... What?
No, he might have a point though. Think about the
I don't-
practicality
Some
of it.
insane,
Oh.
like, cataclysmal event would have to happen for everyone to wear masks. That's just, like,
What
if-
completely...
That would
What?
never happen.
You
I don't-
imagine how dry his head stays, or like
Listen.
if somebody like threw a rock at him, it wouldn't hurt as bad.
Listen, I'm a very intelligent person, and nothing like that would ever happen.
Does the mask help with, like, the fungal, like, disease coming off the mushrooms?
Oh no, the inside of this mask is horrible. It stinks.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Well,
okay.
I'm having a hard time understanding you. Can you take it off?
Anyways.
it's gotta wear it. It's comfortable.
Let's get going.
As he's leaving, I will take like a handful of my gold, like 10 gold pieces, and toss it his way.
He gladly pockets
You
it,
made me
and
look bad.
he eventually
I'll
makes
just
his...
sort of nod at him.
Anderson,
Keep us in mind when you get your good shipment of fish in.
next
love
time
fish.
we're in town, we'll stop by your shop, have a meal, and chat. And I'm just gonna grab Kelpy and Talok by the shirt as I start to walk down the
I don't
tunnel.
have a shirt on. What do you?
Your
Oh, that's my
shoulder,
skin.
and
Just
start
meet
to-
hooks
Nadine,
Kelpy.
Nadine gives fake Anderson one more pat on the back and then follows them.
Yeah.
See you later, buddy.
All right. He eventually kind of skulks out, and you make your way, eventually leading yourselves to the stony passages that head out of the under kind of temple of Alangil.
Is it still night?
It is early in the morning at this point. It's
Ooh.
probably like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Okay,
with
cool.
a bit of a slight overcast sky. You step out as you can kind of feel like the pinpricks of your hair stand up on the back of your neck as occasionally the great face of Selune high above, kind of peeking through the clouds, peering down at you, causes you to just kind of shudder, but you're able to mostly maintain your composure as you march up the outskirts of the palisade wall to the white stone and then slip in through a small gate. Manned by almost like a sleepy guard. At this point, the trappings of the festival kind of spread all over the stone of the city itself. You are able to make it back to your guys' inn at the Dawn's Respite. And creep in through just a beer-stained and ale-stinking entryway up the stairs to your room that faces the small courtyard outside. And from there, the branches of the fig tree kind of extended in the moonlight. You peer down and see this single isolated well in the city stone. And just think to yourselves for a moment, you know that somewhere beneath that thing, there is a creature dwelling beneath the city of Allengil. We're going to take a 10-minute break, I think, at this point. It is 3:50 Eastern for me, so I'm going to come back at 4 p.m. Eastern, and we'll pick it up from there.
All right.
Cool.